you are not understanding. See, first thing, okay, before SQL Server 2012, from SQL Server 2012. Okay, greater than. This is less than before. Before, okay, you need to, there is no concept called always on availability group. Okay, so before 2012, we need to build the first Windows failover cluster. On top of that, you are going to install SQL on cluster. SQL on cluster. Now, what Microsoft make it means, there is major drawback with this one because you can't store your data in the local disk. You need to go for shared disks only. That is one of the major drawback when you go for SQL on cluster. So then Microsoft came up with one more concept called always on availability group to overcome cluster drawbacks, to overcome mirroring drawbacks, to overcome block shipping drawbacks. There are drawbacks in each high availability. And Microsoft came up with one concept called AAG, always on availability group. With this, what Microsoft came, you can install payload cluster. First, build a cluster. What is cluster here? Grouping the servers. So node 1, this is one server. This is one server. Both are working independently. I wanted to group these two servers. What is the concept came? Cluster. Cluster, where you need to create the cluster name, cluster IP address, and cluster port. 3324 something, there is a port number for cluster. So you are going to group with the help of cluster. Once you group for SQL on cluster, okay, it's good. It's a traditional only. But I don't want SQL on cluster because I am not able to store my data in the local disk, like C drive, D drive, E drive. You can't store. You need to build a shared disk only, SAN disk. SAN disk. So for them, Microsoft came up with a standalone SQL. You can build a standalone SQL on top of cluster servers. Then you can configure log shipping, you can configure mirroring, you can configure always on, you can configure replication. So this is on top of cluster, you are going to configure traditional SQL. That's what my confusion. You want this SQL, you want this SQL. If you go for standalone SQL, you can store your data in the local disks. You can store your data in the local disk. Getting my point? You can store your data in the local disk. There is a major drawback with clusters. You can't store data in the local disk. You need to definitely go for shared disk, like a mount disk, shared disk. You can't store your data in the local. And if something happened to that storage, entire SQL will down. And we cannot rely on the shared. These are network disks. Network disk anytime can down, but compare with the local disk. So my question is, you want this installation, you want this installation on top of cluster. That's it. I hope you understood now.
Yeah, I'll ask the same question.
Yeah. So let them build or let us build. No worries. We can build Windows failure cluster. That's what I said, but that is not your task. Don't take everything on your head. This is not your task. Let the Windows team will build the clusters. Okay. Once they build the cluster, now our scope will start. So if you wanted to go for standalone, go and install standalone. If you want to install SQL on cluster, go for SQL on cluster. But here you will get three major things you need to remember. One is shared disks. Shared disks. One is SQL virtual name along with the instance name. Along with the instance name, you need SQL virtual name where you won't get in the standalone, and the SQL IP address. These are the three major things you need to take in care. And again, one more thing is, what are the SQL aware services, unaware services. All services are not compatible here. Integration services are not compatible. Reporting services are not compatible. If you go for C::cluster, if you go for C::cluster, integration services are not compatible. Reporting services are not compatible. You need to compatible is only analysis service, analysis services. But here everything is compatible. Cluster aware services, cluster unaware services. So some services are not compatible if you go for C::cluster, C::cluster, standalone SQL. Please, sir, please be understand here two logics. SQL on cluster, standalone SQL. Two installations you will do it. This is no more nowadays. We are almost it's going to duplicate, sir. Okay, this is only one thing we will use because major advantages. Just clarify with them. You want SQL on cluster. If you want, provide them screenshots. Okay, or you want to go for traditional standalone SQL installation. If you go for traditional standard installation, that is whatever you are doing regular. Sir. That is only one thing. Okay, so get them clarify once on this. Okay, patches and all that up to you. Is you can go for the latest for CU SQL Server 2016. You need to go for CU 23. Sorry, SP3, and the latest is this is for Azure. Anyhow, you are going to build the sir. Here two things here. If you go for on-premises, this three updates are no need because this is specially for cloud. Okay, this is this four specially for cloud. Up to this is fine, but if you are installing SQL Server on the on the cloud VMs, then these are mandatory because this security patch is specially for Azure's. Okay, please keep it in mind. We'll discuss later. So just clarify with them. Don't waste the time. That is very, very important. Okay. Any questions before we start?
Subbu, when you say that standalone SQL means you mean to say that a failure cluster, right? FCI, right?
No. Traditional cluster.
Yeah, FCI, right?
Traditional SQL.
Okay, okay,
Traditional SQL. It's whatever you till now you install. That's the
okay,
traditional SQL, right?
okay,
But your VMs are clustered, not your SQL cluster. Your SQL is traditional SQL.
okay.
Okay, we'll see later, sir. No worries. All right, sir. Okay. Yeah. So yesterday we just started what is cloud computing. So we not that much deep dive into the cloud computing. Why industry is looking for cloud? That's what yesterday we discussed a little bit, not too much, but today we'll see a little bit more information as much as. And tomorrow we are going to start the Azure VMs and we are going to start the clusters. We will build the everything from the cloud level. So a little bit Azure about Azure. Okay. So Microsoft announced in the year 2008 with a name called Project Red Dog in the year 2008. Okay. Before that, our cloud grandfather is AWS. AWS. Okay. So you know about Amazon. You most of the people know about Amazon throughout the global, right? So they are selling the products. So they thought that why can't we sell the services? Like computer as a service, network as a service. Okay. And they came up with the concept called, and they name it as a cloud basically. They are selling services, VM as a service, network as a service. Okay. Storage as a service, Active Directory as a service, SQL as a service, PostgreSQL as a service. Many things are they're selling as a service. A simple thing is they are selling as a service. So officially, Microsoft launched in Feb 1, 2010 as a Windows Azure, followed by the AWS. Before Azure implemented, so we are a cloud leader called AWS. Anyhow, if you go for cloud, AWS is our grandfather, and rest all the clouds are the chains. But now, being from last 2 to 3 years, Microsoft, Azure, and AWS almost nearby in the surveys. Almost, Microsoft is started filling the gap. So when you go to the market, AWS is the leading cloud provider. Okay, when you go to the database management system, earlier, not now, earlier Oracle is the leading database administrator. Now Microsoft Azure is the leading database administrator. Like same, maybe in the next couple of years, Azure will beat definitely AWS, because Microsoft is coming lot many services. Okay, lot many services, lot much of enhancement is doing, faster enhancement. So always when you are preparing cloud, especially when you are preparing cloud, don't refer the videos, refer always Microsoft blogs. That is one of the major, because Microsoft drastically changing. Whatever the option you are seeing today, maybe after 1 month you won't see that option. Microsoft will upgrade that option. Microsoft will remove that option. Always you need to go into the MSDN blocks, especially for cloud, sir. On premises, you don't need to worry. But if you want to make sure up to date, at least in a 3 months, in a 2 months, you need to go and see what are the enhancement, what are the Microsoft releases, make changes in the services. Because Microsoft is offering too many services, AWS is offering too many services, Google Cloud is offering too many services, Alibaba Cloud, okay? They are offering too many services. So we need to make sure that when you especially preferring cloud, make sure that you are up to date by referring the articles, not the videos, not the older documents. Okay, I will show you, no worries. Okay, so Microsoft is offering also same, sir. VMs Microsoft is offering, networks Microsoft is offering, storage Microsoft is offering. Too many services how AWS is offering. Microsoft is also offering the same and more services than AWS now as per of present. And Microsoft spent almost 60 plus reasons. This is old slide, not 54, almost 60 plus reasons Microsoft placed its own data centers. You can deploy wherever you want. 60 plus reasons. So reason, India is a region. Okay, India is a region. Within that India, we are having 4 data centers. Those you need to call it as a zones. Zones. Within that region, how many zones are available? Zone is nothing but your data center. Okay, so if you are seeing 4 zones, you are having 4 data centers in India. In India, you are having 4 data centers. In India, you are having 4 data centers. See, in India, we are having 4 data centers. One is in Chennai, one is in Bangalore, one is in Mumbai, one is in Delhi.
One is in Pune also, right?
No, 4
Yeah,
data centers.
Central India, they had that in Pune and Mumbai also.
Forget about, sir, no worries. Okay,
Yeah,
let them Pune, let them Mumbai. You are not going and seeing. Okay,
yeah.
4 major data centers. Okay, so these technically you need to call it as a zones, and these you need to call it as a region. Please be careful. Zones, region. Region is your country. Zones are within that region. How many zones are available? Means how many data centers are available. Like if you go for AWS, whenever I'm teaching AWS, we are having 3 data centers. I am not sure now. Okay, long back I am not teaching AWS. Okay, so we are having 3 data centers. Okay, that time one is in Chennai, one is in Pune, one is in Mumbai for AWS. But for Azure, I think so. We are having in Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai. Recently, Microsoft introduced in Delhi. Earlier, only 3 data centers in India. Earlier. But when you are going to deploy the services, don't use India's. That's what I can tell you. Don't use India. Either you can use Singapore. Okay, Singapore is a well designed data center near to Indian peoples. Okay, if you are in US, go for East US. Sir. Okay, East US is the well designed data center. Well designed data center. I'm repeating, well designed data center. Okay, so if you are in US nearby, choose East US. Even India also choose East US. Sir. That is well designed data center. You can deploy all the services. Okay, but based on your region, based on your application, we will choose the regions. We will choose the regions. So these many regions Microsoft places data centers. Almost 60 plus regions Microsoft places own data centers. Wherever you want, you can go and deploy. Wherever you want, you can go and deploy based on your nearest region. How we can decide that which region will help us a lot? Okay, that concept I will explain in the networking. Okay, based on network only, right? Simply you cannot go and say we are in India, go and deploy in India. You are in US, go and deploy in US. Okay, but some data centers are not that much really designed. When you compare with East US, when you compare with Singapore, when you compare with UK, Indian data centers are a little bit still yet to develop a lot. Means services. What do you mean by the data center? Means services, sir. Whatever Microsoft is offering, couple of services are not compatible with Indian data centers. Okay, that is how you need to see what services we want looking, whether that services are available in our data centers or not. That is what infrastructure people will do. That is the job for them, not for us. Okay, so we'll see one by one in the coming sessions. Okay, slides. Now, Microsoft is also charging hourly basis most of the services, but couple of services Microsoft is charging different prices. For example, Azure SQL database serverless. If you are deploying Azure SQL database under general purpose, that too you are going for serverless. Microsoft is charging per second. Okay, for Indian people, not for US people. For Indian people, Tata Docomo came up with a new revolution in the telecom, right? Before Tata Docomo, we are going to charge per minute. Every minute they are going to charge 1 rupee, 2 rupees, correct? Agree? Come on, sir. Yes, right?
Yeah, Subbu.
Yes. Tata Docomo came up with a second base call. So like same, Microsoft is also going to charge second per billing. Per second, Microsoft is going to charge when you are deploying Azure SQL database, only Azure SQL database under general purpose. That too, you are going to deploy serverless. Okay, so how to deploy, how we are going to see all that stuff. Just a glimpse of idea, I'm saying. Okay, not all services Microsoft is charging hourly basis. Couple of services, the prices are little bit vary. Okay, please keep it in the mind. This is just a little bit about intro about Azure, sir. And Microsoft is offering too many services. Microsoft is offering almost 250 services. Microsoft is offering almost 250 plus services. Will I need to learn all the 250 services? No, sir. What is your role? You are a DBA, SQL DBA, you are a Oracle DBA, you are a PostgreSQL DBA, you are a Python, you are data engineer, you are data analytics. Okay, you are IoT developer, Internet of Thinking developer. Okay, you are a security engineer. Okay, you are active directory engineer. So based on your role, you need to choose the services when you especially go to the cloud. Microsoft is offering too many, like almost 250 plus services. Will I need to learn everything? No. What you would need, those services Only you need to get more familiarized with all the cloud platforms. Either if you go for AWS, if you go for Google Cloud, if you go for Alibaba Cloud, if you go for Azure. So if I'm a SQL engineer, I'm a SQL DBA, so I need to know how to deploy my SQL in Azure VM. Okay, I need to know about Azure SQL database. Okay, I need to know about Azure SQL database, and I need to know about Azure MI. These are the major services, especially if you go for Azure. If you go for AWS, here we are calling as a virtual machines. In AWS, you will call it as a EC2 instance. EC2 instance. In Azure, you are calling as a virtual machine. In AWS, we will call it as a EC2 instance. In Azure, you are calling as a MI. In AWS, we will call it as a RDS. Only one service, RDS. You can deploy SQL, you can deploy PostgreSQL, you can deploy MySQL, you can deploy Oracle, whatever you want, you can deploy. Okay, it's a RDS service, one single service. When you go for Microsoft, you are having two services. One is MI, one is Azure, okay, SQL database. SQL database. We'll see all this one by one going forward, okay? No worries, I'm just giving an idea, okay, what we need to learn here. Okay, so majorly, this is very important, okay? This is very important, and one more service is a SaaS service. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. We are having three major services, especially we are having three major services. One is IaaS, paas, one is paas, PaaS, and SaaS. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Your services will fall into any one of these three, majorly. Any one of these three. So, as part of IaaS, these are the main hard services, sir. These are the main services. Networking, storage, VMs. Nothing but compute is nothing but VMs. These three services will fall into infrastructure as a service. In Azure, you are calling as a VMs, virtual machines. In AWS, you will call it as a EC2 instance. In GCP, you will call it as a missions, virtual missions. Okay. In Azure, you are calling as a storage account. In AWS, you will call it as a S3 buckets. Okay. In GCP also, you will call it as a storage. Okay. In network, we are calling as a virtual networks. Okay. In Azure, you will call it as a VPC. In AWS, you will call it as a VPC. In Azure, you are calling as a virtual networks. So the terminology is different, but the underlying concept is same. Maybe you will get here and there some features may here and there change, but underlying concept is same. Underlying concept is same. Here you are going to build the VMs. In AWS also you will going to build the VMs, but you will call it as a EC2 instance. Here you are calling as a virtual machines. In AWS, you are going to deploy the storage with the help of S3 buckets. Here we are deploying the storage in the form of storage account.
So can you tell us the difference between IaaS, I mean infrastructure as a service, software as a service,
Don't
and
get hurried, sir.
platform
Don't get hurried
platform
still.
as a service?
Don't get hurried still. You have to discuss a lot.
Okay.
I'm just giving idea. Infrastructure as a service. Very simple, sir. Infrastructure. What do you mean by infrastructure? I want computer. I want network. I want storage. If these three are there, my infrastructure is done. Correct? On top of that, whatever you want, you can keep it. You want to install SQL, you want to install Oracle, you want to install Java, Python, SAP, HANA, whatever you can install because you are having VM, you are having storage, you are having network, right? Infrastructure. That is the most costliest service in on-premises. Infrastructure. You no need to worry. I will maintain everything. Who is maintaining? Your cloud provider. Your Azure is maintaining, AWS is maintaining, Google Cloud is maintaining, Alibaba Cloud is maintaining. They are maintaining infrastructure. On top of that, you are going to create a VM and you are doing whatever you want. And you are having control on this operating system, control on your networks, control on the storage, control on the VM. We'll discuss, sir. No worries, okay? In the coming slides, we'll discuss a little bit more. Okay, so these major hot services for all the cloud providers, these three will comes into the infrastructure. So paas, most of the services are paas. Most of the services are paas. Means you don't have any control on operating system. When you specially go for, like for example, hotels. Take a hotel. Take a hotel. Okay, hotel. Once you reach to hotel, whatever the products are available, that you can use it, right? Yes or no? But you are considering that hotel? No, right? Who will? So hotel management is responsible for computer, storage, infrastructure. You are just using the products, how many days you are going to stay in that hotel. That is nothing but pass. Pass is nothing but you don't have any control on operating system. You are going to use the services, whatever services you want. I am not worrying about infrastructure. I no need to take care about infrastructure. Let them, who? Your cloud provider. Your cloud provider will take the responsibility of infrastructure. I will just deploy the service. I will focus on my service. I don't want focus on network. I don't want focus on storage. I don't want focus on compute. I want to focus on my application. I want to focus on my data. Thus, I can focus when you specially go to the path. And these are all services are pass. Azure Active Directory is a pass. Azure SQL Database is a pass. Azure MI is a pass. Azure Data Factory, synonyms, analytics, functions, logic apps, logic bus, service bus. All these are pass services. You don't need to worry about the infrastructure. That will be taken care by your cloud. You need to focus on your service. You need to focus on your data. You need to focus on your resources. I don't have any control on operating system. If you want to control an operating system, you need to go for iaas. If I don't want control on operating system, go for paas. That's it. That's it, sir. Very simple answer. If you want to control an operating system, go for iaas. If you don't want to control an operating system, go for paas. Got it, everyone? These are all services are paas. Most of the services are paas only, sir. Then you may get one more question. What is SaaS then? Software as a service. We won't worry, we won't bother about SaaS, sir, because we are not using SaaS. Okay, like Teams. Teams is a SaaS, software as a service. You are just downloading that software and you are using that software. You no need to worry about storage. You no need to worry about anything. Just download, use it. Teams is the best software as a service. In AWS, there is a service called Lambda. In AWS, there is a service called Lambda. That Lambda is also falls into the SaaS, software as a service. What does Lambda will do means, so for example, you developed one Python script. You don't have mission, you don't have tool, but you wanted to test that Python script. Getting my point? You don't have server, you don't have tool, and you wanted to test that application, test that code. Then you can go and paste that code in the Lambda. Lambda will test for you. Software as a service. You no need to worry about infrastructure. You no need to worry about the tool. Nothing. I will take care of everything. Lambda is the best software as a service. Teams is the best software as a service. Google Drive is a software as a service. You don't need to worry about anything. Just use it. One more thing, Salesforce. Salesforce is the best for software as a service. You don't need to worry, sir, as a DBA. Forget about SaaS. We are not worrying. We are focusing on paas. We are focusing on iaas, infrastructure as a service. Next 2 weeks, infrastructure as a service. Then we'll go for paas, platform as a service. Questions? No? Yes? Okay. Yes, sir.
Can you consider as virtualization as operating system or not?
Yes, sir. VMs are operating system, virtual machines. It's like same, sir. Like whatever the VMs you created here, right? Okay. This VMs, right? Same you can create in the cloud. That's it. You are having control on this operating system. You are in control on this. You can access this operating system. You can play this with this operating system. Like same, you can play with these VMs. You can play with the EC2 instance. You can play with the virtual machines in everywhere.
If we can say it as AWS Lambda, how about in Azure?
No, I think no, sir. I don't have. I don't know really. No, I'm not worrying about SaaS. I'm not that much deep about SaaS. Okay. We don't need to worry about the SaaS. We need to worry about only two platforms as a DBA. Even you are a data engineer, you need to worry about two. Even you are a data analytics, you need to worry about the two. PaaS, IaaS, infrastructure. Not Lambda, there is nothing like that in Azure. I think so, but I'm not sure. I need to deep dive. But Lambda is a fantastic tool, sir. We can do lots of automation.
Kind of serverless.
Sorry?
Serviceless.
Yeah, serverless, nothing. Okay, cool. And next thing is, okay, like say, let me project you something. Okay, if you go for here, these are too many. Okay, we have too many services, mission level language services, okay, analytics services, compute services, databases service, development services, okay, identity and security services, IoT and MR services, integrate services, management governance services, okay, media, there are lots of migration services, okay. No, no. Come on. Okay, so we are having too many services when you especially go to the cloud. When you especially go to the cloud, so will I need to really learn everything? No, sir. But as part of your requirement, you need to learn only whatever the services will fit for your technology. Will fit for your technology. Like you are a PostgreSQL, you can deploy Postgres on Azure. You can deploy Postgres on AWS. You can deploy Postgres on GCP. If you are a SQL, you can deploy SQL on Azure, you can deploy SQL on AWS, you can deploy SQL on GCP, you can deploy SQL on Alibaba Cloud. So you are a Oracle, you can deploy Oracle on AWS, Oracle on Azure. So what flavors you are learning, so you can replicate the same flavors in the cloud platform as well. And here we can learn a little bit more when you compare with on-premises. So for example, we want to become Azure data engineer. Then you can go for Azure Data Factory. Okay, Azure Data Factory, Azure Synology, HD Insights. Okay, Data Lake Analytics, Stream Analytics, logic apps. You must also know about these logic apps. Okay, in case whenever you are going for data factory, all that stuff. Okay, if you are a Power BI, you can go for Power BI here itself. Okay, so there are lots, and again, it depends on what technology you are supporting. You can replicate those concepts in cloud. You can replicate those concepts in cloud. But as what we are going to cover as part of this training, compute we are going to cover, storage we are going to cover, network not that much, okay, but we are going to cover decent network. Active Directory we are going to cover because I want to show you a little bit Active Directory permissions level at SQL level. We wanted to know, but you won't get chance again, sir. Whatever we are discussing, most of the things you won't get chance in real world. Okay, real world. Okay, Azure keyword we are going to discuss. In storage, we are going to discuss traditional disk, manager disk, along with the Azure storage account. Okay, and Azure Active Directory, MFA, keyword, networks, subnets, networks, we are going to discuss, and Azure SQL database, Azure MI, Azure automation account, and yeah, because we are having a little bit of restrictions when you especially go for free trial subscription, especially in Azure. Okay, when you compare with AWS, when you compare with Google Cloud, we are having a little bit limitations when you especially go for Azure. Almost 10 services we are going to discuss in cloud. That is too good for as a SQL Server database administrator. Make sense, everyone? Okay, so like Azure, we are having too many services in like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Most of the reasons they spread their own data centers, respect to data center. So if you are working with AWS, if you are working with Google Cloud, if you are working with Microsoft, so under which region I wanted to deploy, under which region I wanted to deploy my services, that is very, very important. Please be careful when you are deploying the resources. When you are deploying the resources, you need to little bit more careful under which region you are going to deploy your services. That is very, very important, sir, especially. Okay. Now, okay, I'm good a little bit about Azure and what services Microsoft is offering, what is the reasons, what is the zones, little bit good. Now, first, let me complete what is cloud computing. Okay, so cloud computing is nothing but on-demand computing services for your applications like storage, network, and servers as a service. On-demand computing services. On demand means you no need to build the infrastructure. We will build the infrastructure. We will maintain the servers. We will maintain the networks. We will maintain the storage. You can just use and pay like a water bill, like an electricity bill. That's it, sir. Very simple definition. Don't get confused. Okay. Cloud is nothing but computers. Someone else who is maintaining. We are just using like a Ola, like a Uber. You are just using that car and you are paying how much time you are using. You are paying only for that. Correct? No need any additional. Like same cloud computing also same, sir. A cloud computing is delivering on-demand compute services from the application storage and processing. Like it's a resources providing, computer as a resource, okay, storage as a service, network as a service, and all the services they are offering, like water or electricity bill, rather than you are paying entire building. You no need to pay for entire your apartments, entire your apartment. You are just paying for your individual flat. You no need to pay everything. Whatever you are using, you just pay. They won't charge any additional. So now here, the main is you don't need to worry about infrastructure. They are maintaining. You don't need to worry about storage. They are giving. You don't need to worry about network. They are offering. So these people, we will technically call it as a cloud providers, network providers, telecom providers. Like we will technically call it as a cloud providers. Technically, we'll call it as a cloud providers. These people, Azure, AWS, Google Cloud. So you don't need to pay for everything. You need to pay what you are using. That's it. What you want, use that one. Pay only for that. Okay. And clear, sir? Everyone? Now, when you specially go to the cloud, there are three deployment models. One is private cloud, one is public cloud, one is hybrid cloud. Most of the people are aware of these ones. Most of the people will know that about private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. So we'll see one by one what is the public cloud, what is the private cloud, what is the hybrid cloud. Okay, then we'll go for rest of the concepts. Private cloud. Private is nothing but a single single tenants, like organizations, your companies like Infosys, TCS, IBM. Okay, your companies, your companies which are using the private clouds. Only one tenant can access whatever the services you are going to deploy, whatever the resources you are going to deploy, only you can access. No one other can access. No other people can access. When you specially go to the private cloud, you can also get the physical VMs, not virtual VMs. Sometimes you can also purchase the physical VMs in the private clouds. In the private clouds, you can also get the opportunity to purchase the physical VM. Someone very rare case, they may ask you a question. Can I get the physical VMs in the private clouds? Yes. Not in public clouds. A private cloud, yes, we can get it. So private clouds is nothing but single tenant, one people. Okay, one organization. For your understanding, one organization like Infosys, IBM, TCS, Wipro, Capgemini, whatever. Okay, so they are going to purchase. Okay, they are going to deploy their services, their resources, and only those people can access. No one can access. And private clouds are more secured and little bit expensive when you compare with the public clouds. When you compare with the public clouds, private clouds are more expensive because more security. So private clouds are driven by the concern around the securities and the complex and keeping the assets within the firewalls. Complex security firewalls are. So private clouds are little bit expensive when you compare with the public clouds. And the private clouds can be expensive with the typically modern economic of the scale because more securities, more security. Okay, so better if you want to go for private clouds, go for huge scale applications. Don't go for small scale applications. That is too expensive. Private clouds. Nothing but your organizations are private clouds. Okay, so when you especially go for public clouds, all are public. Like Gmail is a public. Okay, Teams is a public. Okay, Google Drive is a public. All whatever the music you are listening is a public. Is a public, sir. Whatever you are seeing on your devices, mobiles, those are public clouds. Those are public clouds. So public clouds are the resource you can access anywhere in the Google, anywhere in the world, not in Google, sorry, anywhere in the world you can access. You can access. So the service providers make the resources such as application storage available to the general public over the internet. Over the internet. and little bit cheaper, sir, not that much expensive when you compare with the private clouds. Public clouds means you are seeing. Private clouds you can't see, sir. You can, once you enter into the your premises, you can see the private clouds. Without entering into the premises, you can't see. Public clouds you can see anywhere. That is the major revenue for them, sir. What is the revenue for them? Public clouds, not private clouds. Private clouds are secure. No one can access, within our company only access. Public clouds are their revenue, correct? Whatever the application they are designing, they will keep the application in the public. That's the reason you are using. But your data is in private, sir. Your data will be in private, your application in public. So please be careful here. Two things. Your application in public, your data will be always in private only. Our data will be in the private clouds, more secured clouds. Got it? Clear? Yeah, are there online people? Why so silent today, everyone? Sleeping?
No, no, that's a
Okay, so public clouds are nothing but whatever you are accessing are public clouds. But no worries, your data will be in the private. So that concept is nothing but hybrid clouds. Okay, say for example, I'm a little bit confused over here, public and private. So take your company, sir, your time sheets, okay, you are having your internal app where you will go there and you will submit the time sheets. That is completely private, right? You can't access that application outside. You can access only application when you connect to the client VPNs. Correct?
yes, so
Yes, those are private, sir. What is mean by public? Okay, like websites, their websites. They can apply the jobs. They can open the website in Google and they can go to the job seekers. They can apply in the job seeker. Those are public. Some applications are public. Some applications are private because they wanted to secure, right? Correct? So that concept is nothing but your hybrids. Hybrid. Hybrid is nothing but mixture of on-premises, means nothing but private and public. Private and public and on-premises. So your data will be protected on-premises. Your data is protected in private. Your access can be in the public. Means your services can be in public, but your data is protected. Everyone make hybrids, sir, like Gmail. You are storing your data in the Google Drive. You are keeping your email address and password, your personal details, your mobile number, your alternative number. Where this information is storing private. Your accessing application is public, but your data is storing in the private. So all data will be stored in the private, which is more secure, but your application will be in the public so that they can earn some revenue. Simply, if everything they are making in private, they can't earn so. Correct? Now you may ask this question. Subbu sir, I'm little bit confused. Okay, about IaaS. What services will falls in IaaS? For example, in Azure, okay, in Azure, we are having virtual machines, virtual virtual network, storage account. These three services falls under IaaS. So in AWS, same sir, but EC2, VPC, okay, virtual private connection, and S3 buckets. S3 buckets. 1 second, sir. Okay, sorry. 3. So these 3 services will falls under IaaS platform, infrastructure as a service. Now I am having PaaS. PaaS. Most of the services will falls under PaaS only, like Azure, SQL, DB, comma, MI, comma, Azure Active Directory, okay, Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Lake. Every services will falls under PaaS platform. You don't have infrastructure, but you can use all the services. You don't have any control on infrastructure. Same if you go to AWS, so you are having RDS service as part of DBS. I'm telling as part of DB, you are having RDS service. You can deploy everything here. These services will pass under PaaS. These services, most of the services will pass under PaaS. Even you go for AWS, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, Azure, most of the services will fall under PaaS platform. So we need to focus only these major 2 things as a database administrator. Okay, now what services will, like, even we are having Amazon Aurora, Cosmos DB, okay, Amazon Aurora, Cosmos DB, all that falls under PaaS platform only. And SaaS, software as a service. So mostly teams, best example, Salesforce, okay, Gmail, all this falls under software as a service. Salesforce, Teams, Lambda, all this falls under SaaS service. We are not focusing on SaaS. We need to focus only this. Until unless you are getting chance to work with AWS, and within that AWS you want to make some automation, like a application support, then you will get a chance to work with the AWS Lambda service. Lambda, otherwise no need, sir. I used to work Lambda earlier. I used to work Lambda service where we are going to deploy something. Just we need to go to Lambda and we will click one option. That's it. We won't do anything else. What they are doing, all that stuff. We are not developers. Okay. Very simple steps in Lambda. If you especially go for AWS, but most SaaS is Teams, Salesforce, Gmail. All these are SaaS services. These are the most famous services everyone knows. Infrastructure as a service, PaaS as a service, SaaS as a service. But someone may call in a different way, sir. DB as a service, database as a service. You can also call it as a Azure SQL database, MI, okay, MI, like Cosmos DB. All that stuff will also falls as a database as a service. Okay, but those are PaaS, but you can also call them as a database as a service, like a PostgreSQL, okay, Cosmos DB, Azure SQL database, Azure MI, MySQL. Those are databases, right? You can also call it as a database as a service instead of calling as a PaaS as a service. Instead of calling PaaS as a service, you can call it as a database as a service. But majorly 3, sir. You need to remember 3. But in add-on, in sometimes you may get different terminologies, like DR as a service, disaster recovery as a service. Okay, this is one service is there in Azure that is nothing but recovery vault, recovery vault. This service will call it as a DR as a service. Means if you can take the backup of your databases, you can take the backup of VM, you can take the backup of your disk. If something happened to disk, if something happened to VM, if something happened to SQL, you can recover with help of recovery vault backups. DR as a service. Someone will call it as a DR as a service. Recovery vault. This also little bit important, sir. This also a little bit important, but this is too much expensive services. Too much expensive services. It will eat our amount like anything. Recovery vault. Expensive services. And someone may also call it as a IaaC. Infrastructure as a code, like Python, okay, in R language, okay. All these languages, whatever you are doing in cloud, you can also call it as a IaaC, infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. Python, R language, C, C++, Java, whatever you are doing, infrastructure as a code. That's what different names, but underlying concept you are having only three.
How about
These are the three major.
realizable?
Yes, your voice is too low, sir. Not sure.
How about the cloud formation on AWS?
Oh, cloud formation.
Yeah.
Like you can use that cloud formation to integrate with the Terraform. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they will do Terraform on this. Yes, sir. All will falls here only. Pass only. Pass or saas. Not recalling because most 5 years ago I used to teach all this stuff. Cloud formation, Lambda. I'm not teaching now. Long back. A long back. I feel that hectic. Okay. Then I stop all that. I strictly go for Azure and SQL. Not recalling, sir, but yes, good, but very hectic. Don't go with that process. You can go for Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks. We are having lots of services, sir, as a DBA. Okay, those services are out of our boundaries. Okay, if you want to dig more, we are having lots of services. You can go for ADF, you can go for Azure Databricks. If you go for Azure Databricks, you will get the Python. That's good. But again, cloud formation with the Terraforms, you can do lots of automations. Here also we can do some automations. If you know Python, if you know some scripting, you can do lots of automation. And what else? What is XAAs? Okay, finally we'll go for XAA. Yes, anything as a service. This service will fit for especially for Rahul as a service. Rahul, for your answer is XAA.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything as a service.
Yeah.
Don't
Thank you.
confuse with this falls under this falls under that. Anything as a service, just it's a
Sure.
service. Anything as a service.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe especially for you kind of people might sort of design anything as a service. Whatever you are using cloud, anything as a service.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to tell in next slide this concept. I miss.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm discussing private cloud, public cloud, right? Why suddenly I went to do this one? I'm sorry. Okay, I confused. Okay, private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. Clear, everyone? Any questions, sir? Sorry, that concept is next slide. Shit. Okay, I need to add here. I totally went into a different way. So we are having majorly 3 clouds, sir, but you are having some other clouds as well, like community cloud. Okay, so your industry will act as a brokers. Okay, 2 or 3 companies will come together and they will start designing one application. Once they build everything, okay, and each organization will again separate and they will sell their products. Correct? They will become as a brokers. Like about stock market. Stock market is the best community cloud, sir. Stock market. If you know about stock market is the best community cloud. Best community cloud. If you simply for your understanding, community clouds. These most of the people aware, sir. And there are some other cloud services like government cloud, whatever the services related to government, for example, passport, for example, your insurances, for example, your Aadhaar card, PAN card in India, okay, like in the US, SSC number, social security number, yeah. So those are more secured, right? That should not go out of their country, out of the state, out of the country, not state. So most of the government related data they will keep in the government cloud. Again, that is also private only, but that's private security. Then, so government related information they will keep in the government cloud, which is more secured and which should not go out of your country. It should never, it never go out of your country, sir. It will be within your country. Government clouds. Because that is related to our government clouds. Like say, you will see green clouds. Green cloud. Like about nature. Everyone knows about the nature. So what is a green? Nature means your roads need to be clean. Okay. Everything with lots of trees and everything need to be clean, right? When you are saying that green, like same green clouds are nothing but no wastage. Simple for your understanding, no wastage. There should not be wastage. Whatever you need, you go and deploy. No additional. There should not be wastage because technically we are telling, sir, again, AWS only, Google only, Azure only, sir. But we are calling with a different names. So in case if you are listening this kind of terminologies, okay, it's a cloud, that's it. But green cloud means we are not wasting our resources. That's the reason they are calling as a green cloud. How many services, how much you want, only you are going to deploy that thing. Beyond no. So these technically will called as a green clouds, government clouds, community clouds. And one more is quantum cloud. Maybe in future you can see quantum clouds, massive storage. Quantum clouds are nothing but massive storage. If you want massive storage, then they definitely will go for the quantum clouds. But again, these 3 are major, sir. Private, public, hybrid, these only 3. Okay. But some hierarchies you will get when you are working in the your day-to-day work, like community clouds, government clouds, green clouds, quantum clouds. Quantum clouds are nothing but massive kind of storage. Okay, if you want massive infrastructure, then we will tell, hey, I want quantum cloud. So they can understand, okay, they want massive kind of infrastructure, quantum, massive infrastructure, green cloud, no wastage, government cloud, government secure, protected firewalls rules, all that stuff, community cloud, multiple companies will come and they will design what they will sell, like they will act as a brokers. Hybrid cloud, data will be in the private, application will be in the public. public, everything will be in public. These are the deployment models. Which deployment you are choosing? Private, public, hybrid, community, government, green, quantum. Got it? No? Yes? Okay, please keep in mind these are the deployment models. Like same, so we are having the service models, like which we discussed, right? Okay, service models. So on premises means everything is controlled by us, sir. Everything you are controlling, like network, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, data, application, everything you need to manage. No one, sir. Everything you need to manage. You means different teams will manage. Different teams will manage all these components. All these components, different teams will manage. But especially when you go for IaaS, infrastructure as a service, virtualization, server, storage, network will be managed by your cloud provider. Will be managed by your cloud provider. This will be maintained by your cloud provider. And OS, middleware, runtime, data, application, this is controlled by us. What operating system we want? Okay, you want to integrate something using middleware. Using middleware, you want to integrate and you want to take care about runtime applications and you wanted to take care of your data and you wanted to take care of your applications. So here you are having control on operating system. You can access operating system. You can play with this operating system. But network, storage, servers, virtualization, everything, infrastructure is maintained by your cloud provider. You are not maintaining anything, sir. You are maintaining OS, access, data, everything you are maintaining. Rest, storage, servers, virtualization, everything will be maintained by your cloud providers. When you specially go for infrastructure as a service. But when you go for PaaS, okay, you need to focus only on application and data. You won't need to worry about everything. Everything will be maintained by Microsoft or AWS or Google Cloud or Alibaba Cloud. Network, storage, server, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, everything they will maintain. You need to just go and deploy Azure SQL database, go and deploy MI, go and create a database, go and load the data. You just deploy the service, load the data, focus on your data, focus on your service. Everything will be taken care by Microsoft, like your cloud providers. When you go for PaaS, we are focusing mostly our service and data. Application is nothing but service and data. Data. We are not worrying because we don't have any control on the operating system, middleware, nothing here. We don't have any control. Everything will be managed by your cloud providers. You are just deploying Azure SQL database. You are creating a database and you are loading the data. You are focusing on your data and your service. But when you go for SaaS, you are doing nothing here. Nothing. Everything will be taken care by Microsoft. Yes, sir. Your cloud providers. When you specially go for SaaS. When you specially go for SaaS, everything taken care by your cloud providers. Nothing here. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, SaaS as a service, and as part of this, that's what I explained. These are all the other services we'll call, sir. Actually, I'm sorry, I need to tell now. Database as a service, DR as a service, infrastructure as a code, anything as a service. Here, our main focus should be these two, sir. These two. Rest SaaS, we never work. This is our service models. This is our deployment models.
So out of these, like infrastructure as a service would be the cheapest, right? Like because uh, only part of the things are maintained by Microsoft, and rest of the things we are maintaining.
No,
Like
sir, not like that. No, not
okay,
like that. Okay. Don't
okay,
compare infrastructure as a cheap and platform as a cheap. Okay.
okay,
Sometimes infrastructure is costly.
okay,
Sir, they are giving only infrastructure.
yeah,
They are giving only infrastructure. You need to build the operating system. For that, you need to build the license, right?
yes,
Yes. No.
correct.
You need to pay the license for operating system. You need, on top of that operating system, again, you are installing SQL. You need to pay the license for SQL. Correct? No. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
Subbu.
Subbu.
Yeah. So don't conclude that this is cheaper, this is cheaper.
Okay.
Okay, based on your need, how to conclude all this, so we'll see sir coming sessions.
Oh,
Okay,
sure, sure.
we'll see. So I hope everyone understand, everyone having idea. So you need to remember these three, sir. Forget about SaaS. We are not worrying about SaaS. We need to worry about these two. And on-prem, of course, we are on-premises lovers. Okay, apart from on-premises, these two are very important. Sir, this is like on-premises only, sir. Both are same.
Subbu, like everybody is going in the cloud, right? Like going to cloud, right? Like these days, like so. Is there a possibility that down the line there would be no on-premise services like with anybody, or like it will be a hybrid?
No,
Yeah,
no, sir. See, that's what I told you, right? Take
yeah,
it two kinds of people.
yeah,
One is okay people, okay person. One is secured person.
yeah.
What secured person will think? I wanted to keep money with my cell phone. I don't want to give anyone. That is on
Okay,
premises.
okay,
One person, okay, no problem. I need to save some amount. I need to earn some amount, like little bit profit. I can keep in someone else. That is
correct.
infrastructure as a service.
Yeah,
Based on you, how you are thinking.
okay.
That is the very simple, very simple answer.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
got it.
how we were thinking, that
Yeah,
depends on you go for cloud or not going for,
okay,
because that is not easy to maintain this infrastructure. Correct? You need to purchase the land, you need to construct the building, you need to maintain that massive infrastructure, you need to maintain the security, firewalls. Oh my God, it's not easy, sir. We are just using the servers. We don't know how backend they are working, how the network TP is working, sir.
correct.
When I just started exploring network, I thought, oh my God, no.
Hmm.
When I teach, when I'm teaching Azure admin part, okay, that time I felt, oh my God, no. That's the reason I told, okay, I love SQL. I love SQL. I don't want any other. No, it's good. It's good for me. DevOps, hectic. AWS, Lambda, uh, CloudFormation, Terraform, hectic. Okay. Then Azure admin is hectic. 2.5 years ago, sir, I used to teach all this. But now, no. Instead of spending that time there, I could spend some time in ADF. Now I become German in ADF. I feel that, okay, oh my God. It's a hectic process, are too many sometimes. DevOps is again complicated. Most of the people DevOps there. No DevOps. Don't go for DevOps. Even you will get high paid salary, don't go for it. Because one organization will use one tool, another organization use another tool, one more organization use different tool. You need to learn this tool, that tool, and one more tool. For example, if you go for one organization, they are using Git,
Chef,
Maven,
Puppet,
Git, Maven, Chef,
Puppet.
Nagios, that's what's it. This
Yeah,
tool. Then if you go for another organization, they are using SVN,
Ansible.
That's what, sir. There are tools. I used to go to take the one session on DevOps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How waterfall methodology will work, how Agile methodology work, what is the product owner, Scrum Masters. I will take one session so that you will get understandable. Okay. Docker, Kubernetes. Oh, too much like this. Size or my first student for DevOps.
But like Subbu, if you know programming, one language, like you can shift the languages, right? Like uh,
No, no,
the
sir. No, sir.
yeah. Okay.
If you are more knowledgeable in a different coding, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
then all the coding will fit. If you're not getting ideas, don't go for codings.
Okay.
That's it. Very simple. If you're getting lots of ideas, algorithms on
Yeah.
your mind, then
Yeah.
coding will fit. If you're
Okay.
not getting that algorithms ideas, don't go for coding.
Okay. Yes, got it.
So means whenever when I'm preparing, not preparing, when I started learning SQL development, I thought too many things that time. But I unfortunately did not get development skills. I got completely skills. But coding is easy, sir. But how you are thinking is different. Like SQL is also very easy. Okay, but how your thought process is very important. Everything is easy, so not complex. But see, whenever we are studying from our childhood, okay, some people can make easy in English. Some people make easy in physics. Some people make easy in chemistry. Some people will make easy in maths. Okay, some people will get afraid in maths. Some people will get afraid in physics. Like same, here also same, sir. Your confidence on which coding, non-coding. Only two technologies are available. Coding, non-coding. Two technologies are available throughout global, coding, non-coding. Based on that, you can choose whatever you want. Don't simply go on, so and so person is telling that, hey, that is too good, market is too good, you are getting salary. Brand is also very important, right? Yes or no? Microsoft is a Microsoft. Oracle is a Oracle. AWS, AWS, Azure is Azure. Brand values, it never falls for a long time. But DevOps is not a technology, but DevOps is a tools. It's a combination of tool which is filling the gap between operation team and developer team, tester team. There is a gap between these three teams, and it is filling a gap using multiple tools like Git, Bitbucket, SVN for coding purpose, for development purpose, Maven, Gradle, and for configuration purpose, Chef, Ansible, Puppet, Saltac. For containers, Kubernetes Docker. For monitoring, Jira, Nagios. Yeah, that's it. I think so.
But like that will that DevOps like will negate the change management system, right? Like they won't apply the change management. Like they will deploy this like a continuous deployment and continuous integration with the application, and so it will not be like we don't.
No,
Yeah.
there will be change.
Yeah.
Okay, there will be change, but they will call it as a sprints.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sprint,
Splits. Yeah.
sprint,
Yeah.
sprint.
Sprints.
They
Yeah.
will call
Yeah.
it as a
Correct.
sprint.
Yeah.
Sprint one, sprint two, sprint A, and they
Yes.
will call it as a task. So, for example, you are getting this week 100%. Okay, Rahul.
Yeah.
Okay, and Asrath 100%. So, for example, you completed 85% this week.
Okay.
Asrath completed 100%. So next week, for next week work, Rahul get 1 or 15% work. This
Okay.
15, next week 100. But
Okay.
Asrath will get 100 only.
Okay.
So for example, this week you completed only 70.
Yeah.
Okay, next week you will get
130.
145%.
Okay, 145. Yeah.
Then you are gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sprints, they will technically call it as sprints,
Okay.
like a waterfall methodology. There no big concept called project manager, team leads. There they will call it as a scrum master, product owners.
Yeah. Yeah.
A different algorithms and daily stand-up calls, and they will write the user stories. Oh my God! If we are getting Azure methodology for DBS, definitely we'll caught. Definitely we'll caught, sir. Because sometimes we don't have any work. Every day you need to write a user story. What you've done for 8 hours. I think Sai is working as well. Someone is working Azure methodology. One of two. Azure methodology. Okay, sir. No worries. Session is going somewhere else. Okay. Sir, when you specially connect to the portal, a very simple, sir, portal.azure.com is the default portal. Manage.windowsazure.com is the old portal link. Old, like a 4 to 5 years ago, we used to use manage.windowsazure.com. Now that is no more, sir. And when you connect to the portal, this is how the portal looks like. So please be careful when you are reading any articles in the Google, whenever you are watching any videos in the YouTube, and that videos screenshots are like this, you are referring oldest. Please don't watch those videos. Please don't refer these articles. These are old. It should not be, because cloud are drastically increasing like anything. So this is our latest blog, portal.azure.com. But in your environment, it will be portal.azure.com. Subbu, no, sir. Sometimes they can rename. Okay, so for example, I used to work for Nike project. Okay, we are having HTTPS. Okay, nike.azure.com. Okay, when I open this one, I will get the Nike logo, and I used to provide my username. I used to provide the password. I used to provide the passport. Then I can enter into the portal. So it will be portal.azure.com in real one, may or may not. So don't conclude portal.azure.com. Okay, some people won't use portal.azure.com. Some people will use portal.azure.com. So it can be user friendly. It can be user defined. Please make a note on. So, but once you open either night.azure.com or portal.azure.com, this is how it looks like your Windows. Okay, this is the oldest URL. This is the new URL. Definitely in real world also we will use portal.azure.com, sir. No, no. Again, I mean to say no. Okay, it may change. It may change based on your needs. Based on your needs, it may change. Please keep in mind. And every cloud provider, they are providing a free trial, sir. Okay, like AWS is providing free trial, Google Cloud is providing free trial, Azure is providing free trial, Alibaba Cloud also providing free trial, but I not deployed Alibaba Cloud. Okay, uh, Azure, AWS, Google Cloud are providing free trials. Okay, but what Microsoft is doing means, we are Microsoft learners. What Microsoft is doing means, okay, so Microsoft is providing 1 month free trial, 1 month free trial, and is to going to credit $200 per month. Per month, he will provide $200. He will provide $200. Okay, please keep in mind, he will provide $200. Please be careful, sir. Don't simply go and create your free trial account immediately. Immediately, don't go and create. Again, I'm requesting to everyone, please don't waste your free trial accounts. Okay, nowadays we are facing little bit challenges. Okay, from last year, last year onwards. But some people identified the shortcuts. I don't know, sir. Okay, someone of our team members are saying that we can use the same credit card for multiple times. Okay, but let them. I need to talk to them. If it is working, we are lucky. Okay, then you can play. No worries. Okay, you need to create Microsoft account, nothing but Skype account. Okay, Skype account, Outlook account. Hotmail. Okay, you need to use any one of this account, or you can use your professional email, like your company email address. Okay, every company email address, they are going to provide 1 month free trial account. Every company email, they are going to provide 1 month free trial. You no need to provide any credit card, I think so. No, every organization, but that's what I worked. Okay, every organization, they provide 1 month free trial account. And whatever if for example you are having Gmail, for that Gmail you can just create the Skype account. For that Skype account, you can go on, log in the portal. So Microsoft is going to provide $200. Okay, please be careful. I will tell you when you need to create. Don't create immediately. Okay, you should not create immediately. That's only one request. If you're creating, that is up to your wish, sir. I'm not worried. Okay, but don't create. And one more thing, sir, one more hint I can tell you. So for example, Malati, Kiran, Kaladar, 3 people. Okay, so for example, Malati is creating a free trial account for now, for this month. So Malati, what you can do, you can grant the permission to Kiran and Kaladar. Okay, so for example, Malati is working on cluster this week. Kaladar, you can work on different activity. Kiran can work on different activity. So next week, Kiran is working on clusters. Malati and Kaladar will work with that accounts. You no need to share your email address and password. I will show you how to grant the permission to others. Okay, you need not share your personal email address and password. Okay, next month, okay, Kiran will create the free trial account for you, and he will grant the permission to you people, so that 3 people can practice for 3 months. Make sense? Make sense, everyone? No, but don't fight, sir. Same time, I need to create cluster this today. I need to create cluster today. I need to create cluster today. Don't fight with that. Just make one interaction between you people and make the healthy relationship. That's what I can tell you. Instead of wasting your credit cards, instead of wasting your accounts, retail accounts. Make sense or no? You no need to share your username and password to anyone, sir. You can grant the permission. That's it. They can access. No? Yes? Really? No?
Yeah, sir.
So you can do like this, sir, so that you can practice for 3 months. 3 months. So, for example, okay, Kiran is creating now itself, Malathi is creating now itself, and Kaladar is also creating now itself. Within 1 month, all the free trial subscription will expire. Later on, again, you need to request someone, hey, can you please give the credit cards? Okay, I don't know same credit cards, but that's what I came to know from Malathi. Okay, but Sai will reach out you separately, the people who are having some shortcuts. If that is working, we are good, sir. Okay, and one more thing. So, for example, you are having a planned activity. So, after 10 days, you are going for vacation for 10 days. Don't create the free trial subscription, sir. Once you back from that vacation, create the free trial and do the practice. Because 15 days, if you are going for vacation, 15 days, what you will practice. That is also not a best practice. These are the simple shortcuts. Make a prefer. Okay, make one group and practice, so that you will practice 1 or 2 months. Okay, everything. And if you are having some planned, try to create the after the plan only, sir. Azure will create immediately free trial subscriptions, sir. Okay, but AWS earlier, that is a hectic process. I'm not sure about now. I will talk to Sai. Let's see. We will create one AWS free trial account. Let's see how much time it will take now. But earlier, when we are discussing AWS, it used to irritate a lot. AWS free trials. Sometimes it won't create. We need to contact the customer care. Oh. But AWS not like this, and immediately it will create the free trial. Make
For
sure that only
AWS, we had to do that MFA and all the stuff. That's hectic.
yeah.
So yeah,
Long back, sir. I long back. Okay, I never
yeah.
touched the
So
AWS.
Yeah, we had to install that authentication software on our mobile so that we'll get that code or like the 6-digit
Okay, no
numbers.
problem, but it is creating immediately.
Yeah, it takes like I mean that process is lengthier than the Azure one. Azure like we can complete it in
It
like
will create
10 minutes.
immediately
Yeah.
within 5 minutes. Just only
Yeah.
one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
Whatever the credit card address you given, same credit card address you need to provide, sir. Please make sure. If you don't know what address you provide to that credit card, just see your credit card statement. That statement will contain, sir.
So like we can just mention the city, right? Like we don't have to give
No,
the entire. Yeah.
sometimes that's what I heard. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the reason every student I will tell maintain the same address. That is also good. But
Okay.
Microsoft, AWS, Google Cloud, they won't take any amount from your account, sir. You don't need to worry.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't need to worry. But only one thing, sir. If you are practicing, your practice is done. Go and delete. Go and delete. Okay. For example, VMs, you can stop the VMs.
Yes.
Microsoft won't charge that much. Don't run the
Only
resources.
disk will be charged for that. Like
Yeah.
if you stop the VMs. Yeah.
Disk, go for standard disk. Don't go for premium disks. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Go for standard disks. Standard HDD. Won't charge that much. Okay. These
One
are the
CPU
shortcuts, sir.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
One CPU 3.5 GB.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. These are the shortcuts you will get to know one by one. No worries. Okay. Because we need to use this amount. Now it's increased to 15,000 rupees. Okay. Microsoft is selling that one, this one. Okay. Very simple, sir. If you are under free trial, you will use only for 1 month. Later on, you need to go for pay as you go model. Okay, pay as you go model. This is little bit expensive. We'll go for pay as you go model when we are deploying EMI. EMI. Make sense? Okay. And I don't want to tell these slides now, as now currently. Okay, I just want to tell only this slide. I will tomorrow I will explain, sir. These are a little bit lengthy. It won't complete now. Okay, let's complete this one and that concept tomorrow and VM concept tomorrow, and we'll start the cluster. Okay, theoretical part. In a simple understanding, sir. Okay, in a simple understanding, what is the major difference between on-premises and cloud? On-premises is nothing but buying a car. Okay, money is upfront, means you can purchase 1 lakh car, nano car, you can purchase crores, correct? Okay, that depends. Money is upfront, up to you, sir. How much you are having, you can go and purchase. You need to pay road tax, ownership. You are the ownership again. Maintenance cost, insurance cost, driver. If you don't know driving and you are purchasing a car, you need to again the recruiter, a driver, and for them also you need to pay fuel cost, repair, everything on top of your head on. If you go for traditional, but if you go for cloud, okay, money as per usage. Only you will pay how much you are using, no other charges. What do you mean by other charges? Road tax, maintenance cost, insurance cost, driver, fuel, repair. You are paying anything for Ola and Uber, sir? Ola and Uber, rental cars? No, right? No, nothing. Okay, and the price is up to reasonable, sir. Okay, and you will also get the discounts as well. Okay, sometimes you will get the discounts as well, and you can also easily to upgrade the car types. You can go for shade pools, you can go for dedicated car, you can go for shade cars. Okay, you can also upgrade your cars like 5 seaters, 7 seaters, and you can also choose what type of car, luxurious car you wanted to book. That is up to your wish, sir. So very simple understanding is buying a car is nothing but traditional. Going for rental is nothing but cloud computing. Going for a cloud is a cloud computing. Yes, no, got it? Everyone? Questions? Yeah, that's it for today, sir. Tomorrow we are going to start the basic part and we'll start the clusters.
Subbu, I just one question, like regarding that. I'm deploying. I mean, it's like building some logic in my environment. My servers are in DAG, right? Distributed AG. So, like every time the failure happens, like it should identify this is my primary, this is my global forwarder. If it is global forwarder, that log backup should not happen, or like it should identify this is uh, 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 what do you call the secondary or global forwarder, and
Okay,
it should not. So
take the log backups or anything jobs.
yeah,
There
correct.
is a script, sir. Let me identify. Actually,
Okay,
earlier I copied somewhere, but I missed all the steps.
okay,
But let
yeah,
me
sure. Sure. Only it should take a backup when it says the primary. But
primary.
in,
Yes.
in case like there is a function, a DMV function, wherein it's I don't remember the function right, like sys.fn hdr primary. It identifies the primary server, but like in DAG situation, what it is
Yeah,
happening is
there is one more thing, sir. One more
yeah,
step we need to add. That's what.
yeah,
Let me check.
yeah. Yeah, so in DAG environment, what is happening is it is identifying primary as well as global forwarder as one. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that should not happen, right? Like only
Yeah, right.
it should yeah. So if yeah, if you can help, then it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, sure, sure.
Okay,
I've learned.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, Subbu.
Questions? No questions? Yeah. Okay, sir. See you tomorrow. If no questions, thank you.